Just on a quick tangent, I just don't know how people get into soaps. Because I'm a bit of a completionist. So if I start something, I want to see it from beginning to end. So if I started a soap, I'd be I'd have to go back to like like Coronation Street, the 1970s, and watch
Oh
everything.
no! Coronation Street. It's worse than that, Bradley. You'd have to go back to like like late 50s, early 60s.
No
for
way.
Coro. Yeah.
Is it that different from Doctor Who, though?
No, Doctor Who is totally different. Yeah, it's been running a long time, but a show that runs every single day of the year compared to a show that has, 2 seasons a year, sometimes 1 season a year with like current Doctor Who. Now you can catch up. How long do you think it would take to watch everything? This is a question for all of you because you know better than me. To watch every Doctor Who from beginning to end. Just give me like week plus.
I could actually probably find that out for you. I'm sure somebody's calculated it.
Sure.
Is this from like 63 to now?
Everything.
Oh, everything. Okay.
I'm on about more just the canon, the live action, not the audio, not all that stuff. Show beginning to end.
Try with your guesses. I'm just going to try and find an actual number.
I don't have a solid idea of how many hours like Classic Who would encompass, but I mean, for one, you don't even have access to all of Classic Who.
True.
So it's not exactly the most quantifiable thing.
True as well.
But yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say if you were going hardcore, maybe a couple of months.
I can see that as well.
What you've got 10 to 12 episodes a season, 45 minutes an episode.
If you do the maths on this, I'm going to be blown away.
I'm not good at maths. I can't.
I'm looking in this book here. I mean, this is a bit outdated now, but I'm just seeing if it had, that calculation in it.
If you gave it a year, you could probably catch up. Yeah. Even if you're watching 1 or 2 episodes a day or blah, blah, blah. Coronation Street is constant. Even the time you're trying to catch up on Coronation Street, there's still new episodes coming out. That's the thing, man. I don't know why people believe, like, length equals quality. Like, if it's short and sweet, I adore it. I love it. I love it.
But the theatrical cut of Justice League is shorter than the Snyder cut, and it's worse.
Okay, like with Logan, there's other options.
It's not just like a movie, is it? It's like an interesting cultural artifact.
Exactly.
Because it's such a unique occurrence within the history of film.
Well, I do have some numbers, but this is a bit outdated.
How have you worked out these numbers?
Well, I can give you Doctors 1 through 10 accurately.
That's decent.
In terms of hours, and then up to a certain point in 11's era, I can give you minutes and seconds.
Who was number 10?
Tennant.
That's decent. That's a good catch up. Like the rest, we can work with.
Okay.
All right. So we have that in hours, right?
I can go through each Doctor in hours. So and then I can give a grand total up to the certain point that this caps off at.
Wait, so is this an official record or is it a Lawrence record?
No, this is official.
Okay, the first Doctor, his runtime, so this is William Hartnell, his runtime is 54 hours, 24 minutes and 36 seconds.
Dramatic, but achievable.
So that's about 3 days.
Second Doctor, Patrick Troughton, is 47 hours, 19 minutes and 12 seconds.
A bit shorter.
Third Doctor, John
2
Pertwee,
days.
is 51 hours, 53 minutes and 8 seconds.
About 3 days ago.
Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, 69 hours, 6 minutes and 4 seconds.
Nice.
Tom Baker, alright. Ted
Fifth
Baker.
Doctor, Peter Davison, 30 hours, 3 seconds.
Wow.
That's mad. That's like the shortest one so far, right?
Why did he have such a short season? Do any of you know? Is it just he left?
I feel
Also-
like there's an episode count cut during his season.
Okay.
Sixth Doctor, Colin Baker, 17 hours, 18 minutes and 4 seconds.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Mad.
Seventh Doctor, Sylvester McCoy, 17 hours, 5 minutes and 31 seconds.
Wow. They really started getting short.
Yeah, well, the show was in trouble back in the late 80s.
You wouldn't know that watching an episode.
Right, you'll need to adjust this one slightly because of Night of the Doctor, but the Eighth Doctor, Paul McGann, in this book, which came out before his minisode, was 1 hour, 24 minutes and 34 seconds. Now, if you add another 8 minutes onto that, you get an accurate number. Ninth Doctor, Chris Eccleston, 9 hours, 30 minutes, 38 seconds.
Well, that rhymes.
10th Doctor, David Tennant, 38 hours, 11 minutes, 18 seconds.
He did big. He did big.
11th
Well,
Doctor, Matt Smith, Up to the Snowmen. So this was the season 7 mid-season Christmas special. 26 hours, 40 minutes, 46 seconds. The grand total up to that point is 362 hours, 53 minutes, 54 seconds. That's 21,773.9 minutes, or 1,306,434 seconds.
If you watched an hour every day, you would do it within a year. That's not long. Now you could catch up with Doctor Who, all of it in a year. So is those, because there's obviously like an up and down with like Doctor Who. It started off like mad long, like 50 hours. We haven't had anyone like that apparently since back then. And then it went really low and then began to come back up a little. Do you think that's all because Doctor Who was in trouble, or is it because the BBC were like, let's start having doctors last longer?
There's various factors. I mean, the story structure of Classic Who altered every now and again. The episodes were always half an hour long. But back in the day, they used to be comprised of like 8 parts maximum. And then by the time of John Pertwee, they started averaging 4 parts more than anything else. So the episode count of seasons naturally became shorter. And then I feel like toward the 80s, certainly, there was a conscious effort to cut down the amount of serials per season. Certainly with Sylvester McCoy, he only got 4 episodes, so 4 stories per season, which was dramatically shorter than any of his predecessors. Obviously, Tom Baker was around for 7 years, longer than anybody. But the trouble kind of came in around Colin Baker's era because Michael Grade became controller of BBC One, and he didn't like the show at all. Plus, coupled with the fact that Baker's Doctor wasn't well received on TV, he had this first series, and then the show was put on indefinite hiatus for 18 months. And then it came back in season, I want to say 23, which was Trial of a Time Lord, which is pretty good, actually. As I watched that not that long ago, and I've actually quite enjoyed most of it. But it consisted of 4 stories, so 4 parts for 3 of them, and then the last one only had 2 parts. And then he got fired. Replaced with McCoy, who I said got a very short run count in all, and then the show was axed in around about 89. Then McGann had his TV movie in, I want to say, 96. The idea was that could be a pilot for an American production, but that never got off a run. That failed, and then it wasn't until 2005 that Russell T Davies brought it back with Chris Eccleston. With the run count now being 13 episodes at 45 minutes long, plus a Christmas special. That carries on till Matt Smith's run and the end of his tenure. Of course, in 2009, you have the odd year of special episodes when the production teams were handing off to one another. And then Series 7 was weird because it was split over 2 years. We tried to go American with it. And then in Capaldi's run, you have now 12 episodes per series instead of 13, so there's a cut there. And then it was 2016 was essentially a gap year when you only had one Christmas special in it. And then now with Jodie's run, we're now down to 10 episodes per series, but at a 50-minute run time. But there's more production quality behind it, so it's taking longer to poop episodes out. And then with this upcoming series, because of COVID, there's only 8 episodes in it.
If only the production quality was mirrored by the writer's room.
Yeah, if only.
Oh,
well. It sounds like, I don't know. I guess this is probably maybe true with everything, but it sounds like the BBC have been trying to make Doctor Who work for years, and they keep changing things here and there. Let's do lesser episode counts. Let's do less seasons. Like, is Doctor Who permanently always in trouble? Is there always like we need to keep changing it because?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think it's in trouble, but you're right that it is fundamentally a show about change. It will always change and evolve with the times.
Yeah.
Like, even back in its early years, it was changing. You know, the transition to colour was a big thing. Transition of your lead actor was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always about renewal and regeneration.
Well, considering that also it started off initially as like an educational type thing where
Yeah.
they'd travel in time to the past to teach kids about history, and then to teach them about science, they'd go
to the
in the
future.
future. Yeah. But
It's quite a smart
obviously
idea,
that-
actually.
And then
Well,
I think it was probably the Daleks that made them stop and think, maybe we can take it in a bit more of a different direction. Just because they were so damn popular with kids.
Yeah, that's true. Doctor Who's weird. Doctor Who's a being to itself. It feels like so interesting. Like I have no investment in the show, but I think it's interesting to kind of talk about. I still get bombarded with like who's the next Doctor after Jodie Whittaker and everything, and it's fun to see like random ideas people throw out there for actors. It's interesting.
A lot of people are wanting the girl from Line of Duty, Vicky.
Ooh.
Is it McClure?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think so. There was her and I want the actress Kelly MacDonald. I don't know if you'd know her from anything.
So there's support
I
for.
couldn't even talk about Line of Duty with you because I haven't actually watched it.
Neither have I, but my mum always has it on, and it does look sick.
How dare you?
I know
Oh,
it's on my list. It is on my list.
There is support for another female Doctor then.
Yeah.
Huh, okay, that's good. Like one of the things.
I do wonder what direction they'll go in next time, though. Whether they'll have another woman or if they'll go back to having a man.
I think they could go back to a man, but it's going to be a man of color, 100%.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's about time.
Do it.
Yeah.
I remember a suggestion that you made a while back.
Yeah.
If
My suggestion for Doctor Who is Bradley James.
Bradley James was sexy as fuck.
Yeah, King Arthur and
Yes,
Merlin. Oh, he's like I've been watching Merlin last. I was studying his performance. I was like, yeah, he could be a great Doctor.